All right, there we go. 3 minutes. Pendleton Act. I'm going to cover it. You're going to know what it is. Pendleton Act. By the way, I know where Pendleton, Indiana is. It's right up the street. There's a reformatory there. You don't want to go there. That's all I have to say about that. All right, let's start at the beginning. Let's start with George Washington. That's a good place to start, right? George Washington made most of his federal appointments based on merit. So the person could do the job, the person had the skills to do the job, and so the president hired them. Presidents after that, not so much. By the time Andrew Jackson was elected in 1828, it was the spoils system in which all political friends and supporters were rewarded with government positions. That didn't just happen for the president, it worked all the way down. So your brother-in-law became mayor, congratulations, you're the dog catcher. So you want to deliver the mail? Well, you have to know somebody or deliver or give money to a political organization to get in there. So it was really out of control. Federal jobs were based on the spoil system, under which all newly elected politicians installed their friends, supporters, and relatives in government jobs, whether or not they could do the job. And that was the spoil system. By the way, that is where we get the term, to the victor belong the spoils. So there you go. Well, this all changed in 1881. President James A. Garfield was assassinated by a guy named Charles Guiteau, who was mentally ill. But he was also upset because he had a civil service job in the federal government and lost that job due to somebody else getting elected. That brought to the forefront of everybody's mind, this is probably really not a great system. Think about this. Political appointees were required to spend more and more time and money on political activities. So if you got a job, then you have to work for the politicians, right? Not just do the job, but you need to go out and do things. As the federal bureaucracy grew, presidents increasingly were hounded by job seekers. In Jackson's time, there were approximately 20,000 federal employees, and by 1884, there were 130,000 employees. And as specialization, as we had industrialization, a lot of these jobs required specialties that these people did not know. So, as populations started to say we need to change this, Ohio Senator George Pendleton sponsored a bill in Congress to make civil service jobs more accessible to the well-qualified candidates. It was initially defeated, but President Chester Arthur stepped in to support it, and it was passed in 1883. So, when it was passed, it covered about 10% of the people working for the federal government, meaning about 10% retained their job, and that has grown to today. So, for example, today, many well-educated and well-trained professionals have found a rewarding career in federal service. When the Pendleton Act went into effect, only 10% of the government's 132,000 employees were covered by the Pendleton Act. Today, more than 90% of the 2.7 million federal employees are covered. There you go, the Pendleton Act in 3 minutes. See you soon.